welcome to this little Q&A about the Handmade Book Club. If you are a prospective member or a current member, welcome. And feel free to pop your questions in the chat. I will be answering questions. I've already received a bunch of questions, but mostly in between me answering questions, we are going to hear from some lovely book club members. So the members we're going to hear from today, and we're going to see their work and just kind of hear a little bit about their creative journey, if they don't mind sharing. We are going to hear from Mary Roth, Ricky Golick, Susie Johnson, Anne Rasmussen, and Jody Genovese. And if from the five of you, so Mary, Ricky, Susie, Anne, and Jody, if any of you have a time crunch and would like to go first, please just sort of let us know in the chat, and I will sort of pick you first or second, depending on if anyone's got a time crunch, because I want to be respectful of your time. I know it's 4 minutes past already. Okay, so let's see. I think, just looking at the chat, just see if anyone would like to go first. I would like to, who should we just, top of my list? No, in no particular order. I'd love to bring on Mary Roth, who has been a book club member. So Mary is from Palmetto, Florida. She's been a book club member since right from the beginning, so September 2019. So let's take a peek at some of Mary's work and just hear a little bit about her and her sort of how she came to making books. And then I will answer some of your questions. So let me find Mary. There she is. Hi, Mary. How are you?
Good morning, and welcome everyone.
Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Oh, it's so nice to see you.
It's good to be here.
Oh, I love your studio. Look at that. Oh, look at your hanger on the back of the door.
Mary, you use a shoe bag organizer for shoes?
That's I do. It's like, it's a small house. What can I tell you?
I thought they were punches. No, they're shoes. They're actually really shoes.
Oh, punches would be nice.
So Mary, you are from Palmetto, Florida. Is that right? Is that?
Yes, it is.
How long have you lived there?
We've lived here 25 years this September.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you're a native.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. And how did you get into making books, Mary?
Well, I was doing a lot of sketchbook work. I was going through maybe 2 sketchbooks a month. And years ago, I had done some bookbinding. I mean, decades ago. And all of a sudden, I found you on Vintage Page Designs. And I thought, why am I not making my own books? So I started following you on Vintage Page Designs, and then you had this wonderful idea to do the Handmade Book Club, and the rest is history.
It is, because yeah, like I say, you've been here since the beginning.
Yes, so. And it's been a wonderful journey.
Oh, thank you. And it's just been great seeing your work kind of. Well, your work's always been fabulous, but just see it change and evolve, you know, based on your interests. And you don't just make books, right? You still fill them with like watercolors and all sorts of different things, right?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So you want to show us a couple? Because I'm dying to see them.
I'd be happy to. One of the first books I made with the book club was this dragonfly book. The dragonfly.
Really? Yeah.
And I started out just using paper from the, scrapbook paper. And then I thought, well, fabric would be a little stronger. So I started using batiks. And one of my favorite stitches is just this very simple link stitch.
Yeah.
That's favorite because I love those little stitches. I just love them.
Me too.
So then went from there. And one of my other favorite stitches was the triple chain stitch. But this was inspired by Joanna's class.
Jackson. Yeah, she's here.
I left out the collage and just started painting on canvas.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Ooh,
thanks.
Nice.
And then that led to doing something like this, which is my favorite stitch. And then after this workshop, which I loved, and Joanne Sharp was such an inspiration.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, hold them up. We need to see more. We need to see
they're so pretty.
Okay, so this one is just a little book that's going to my niece. Sketchbook.
Yeah. Is it hardcover?
It's hardcover. It's,
Yep.
I've painted on canvas pad, which a piece of canvas pad, which is 8-ounce prime canvas. So that's what I've been using to do the hardcover books with. And then this,
and then wrapping it, on
using it as book cloth. Yep, over book boards.
Ooh.
Then this one was just a piece of Canson watercolor paper, 140-pound paper, and I did just a simple pamphlet stitch. That pamphlet stitch does come in handy.
Yep.
So
yes,
it can be simple. It can be, it can be very, very difficult, but it's all fun. It's all fun.
Yeah, you did a great job. I love. Oh my goodness! Can you show us? Can I see your canvas one that you did in Joanna's class? Just one more time, because I need more.
This one?
No, I think it had a fabric cover.
Oh, this one. This one?
Yeah. That's so nice. Tell us how you did that. Like how just painted?
Well, it's canvas that I prepared the way Joanna suggested.
Yep.
And I didn't do the collage on it. I just did an acrylic painting, and wrapped the painting around the back.
Nice. And what's the stitch?
Ran it through my sewing machine.
Oh, it's lovely.
And triple chain stitch.
Oh, it's triple chain. Oh, I can see now. That's the triple chain stuff. Nice. I like it. So essentially you took like, a little piece of this class, a little piece of this class, and you combine them to create your own.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Your own pieces.
Yeah. And I was thinking about what would be my favorite stitch. And I decided it's whatever we're doing in any particular month.
You're too funny. Shiny object. Ooh.
Yeah. I just am enjoying all of it. And
that's great.
My advice to people who are starting out is be kind to yourself. It takes a while to get your stitch tension right. But if you're kind to yourself and you're patient, it happens. And then one day you look at it and you go, I did it. So
that's good advice. That's really good advice. Yeah. We have a couple questions for you, actually.
Sure.
How many? Dorian said, "How many books do you think you've made since 2019?" Oh my gosh!
I've made over 500 books.
Oh my gosh, Mary, have you really?
Yeah. It's sort of a business for me too, as well as something I love. So yeah, I spend a lot of time making books.
Yeah, you have actually. I just shared your Instagram because you do have an Etsy store, right? So feel free to, when we get off, drop that into the comments. I'd love people to go check it out. Wow, that's a lot. What was the other question?
Oh, sorry, Allie.
Did you take Joanna's class through the Handmade Book Club? Yes. So Joanna Jackson is a book club member who's actually here today, and we often have club members teach within the club, and she taught us this lovely fabric book.
It was wonderful.
Which Mary sort of took and ran with. So nice. Oh, well, thank you for your advice, Mary. I think that's really good advice. Be kind to yourself and just take your time, right?
Exactly. And enjoy it. Enjoy it.
It's meant to be fun, right?
It is.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. You're the first person I thought of because you're always there making your books, and I can't wait every month to see what Mary's going to come up with. So
thank you.
So thank you for being part of our community. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Mary.
All right, take care, Mary. Bye. So that's a really good question, actually. I beg pardon. Who asked the question? Wendy. Yes. Is it part of the book club? And yeah, each month we have a mixed media guest. Or we say mixed media. Sometimes it's like, well, most often mixed media. Next month we have Jodie, who's a Zentangle teacher. So I still think that is mixed media, but we do have a guest on, either an outside teacher or a teacher from within the club. Yeah. So, and you have access to all of those. So, oops, hang on, just mute that. So you do have access to all of those in the archive as well. And there's a lot. So I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but there are some really, really fun ones in there, including Joanna's and what was another really popular one, Mickey?
Oh, somebody just
Ah.
asked me to go back and find DJ's house book. So they go back a long ways, some of those projects and retreats.
Oh, DJ's house book was
Yeah.
popular. The Asemic writing was popular.
Yes,
I mean, they're
Jacqueline.
all. Jacqueline, that's it, exactly. You're welcome, Wendy. Oh, good. Mary's just shared her Etsy store. Thank you. And Kat Kirby, who is here, did a class too. So it's just, we do really like to get teachers from within the group, just because, well, it's fun to it's just fun to share within the community as well as reaching out to the community. So anyhow, I'm going to call up another person. Let's see. No one said that they're on a time crunch, so in a minute I'm going to call in Ricky. Did we have any questions, Ricky, that I need to answer before I ask Ricky to come on and share her books?
No, everybody's just thanking Mary for her pretty books, pretty artwork.
Gorgeous. There was one question that I get a lot, which I wanted to answer, and that was, is there a minimum length commitment when you join the book club? And there is not. It goes from month to month to month, so you can cancel whenever you need to. So it's not like you have to join for a year or you have to join for X number of months. There is no time commitment, and if you do leave, you can download any of the projects that we have created during your time here, well, from the archives even. So you don't get to take them, like you don't get access to them like live, but you get to download them and put them on a thumb drive. So you don't lose access to those. So that is a big question that comes up. Ricky, Ricky, by the way, you're gonna have lots of questions. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, look at your hair. It's so
Look
cute.
at your space. Oh.
Yeah, I have a large studio.
Holy moly, lady. Okay, well, hello. We're going to be doing, I know where we're going for the next organizing corner, don't you, Mickey?
Yeah, Ricky,
Yeah.
right.
Well,
Slam into your.
this is only half my studio. I actually
Oh, my
have 4
goodness.
studios in my house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Good Lord, lady.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And your shirt. Tell us about your shirt.
Well, one of the book club members had posted a book with a paint palette on it. And I loved
Yeah.
it. And so I just took my shirt and I put the paint palette on it.
Oh, too much.
Yeah.
You just made that? You didn't like buy it like that?
No, I bought a white shirt and I made the paint palette.
I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are something else, lady. You are
Thank
something
you.
else. So you are in Edmonton, Canada, is that correct?
I am, and I am a newbie member. I only joined in February, so I am one step away from all the people who are thinking of joining today. And it's been fun. A marvelous journey. Ali and Mickey, I never get to thank you personally, but thank you for everything. You guys are great.
Oh, thank you.
So this was my first book that I made from the challenge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
All coming back.
And I used my own paper, but I wanted to share that mistakes are just creative accidents waiting to happen. So here, for example, I had a hole in my paper. You could see right through it. So I just put some drywall tape on it, and it made it beautiful.
It did. Yeah, it really did.
Or another one, I just here the whole page tore. So I just added staples, and again, I think it looks great. So that's my message: is all your mistakes become creative accidents that are waiting to be something beautiful.
Oh, that is very true.
Book.
Can you just tell us how you made it?
The
paper.
I use Liz Constable's method of dyeing. So I dye it with Procyon dyes. And I use lots of color. I'm trying to mute down, so you'll see as I go further, my colors get more muted. But rainbow is there not anything wrong with rainbow?
No, never.
So then I found your site, and I started going through the archives, right? And so I found this was a Coptic stitch, which I actually made. I saw someone do this, and I actually made it with coffee filters.
Wow.
Oh, so when you use coffee filters, like they feel like silk after. They're just beautiful pages. So
nice.
so
That's
and it
gorgeous.
looks gorgeous. And I used a
Nice.
little Chinese thing because it has to close this way. It's round.
Nice.
And then I also found on the archive the French link.
Yep.
So now you can see I'm trying to mute my colors a little more.
I can see that. Yeah.
So I really like this book, and
I love the
I love the
feathers.
exposed spine.
Yeah. Nice.
And also the month before I joined, so what I like to do is I like to take garbage. So here's some examples of my garbage. They're just cast-offs from other projects. And then I things that I don't like, you know, like there's nothing exciting about this. So I cut them down, and when you cut them down, they actually look quite pretty. They look gorgeous.
They really do. Yeah,
So
they really do.
I cut my garbage. This was the lark's head binding. I needed something quite thick.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
And then I started in on the classes with you. So my first class was I think my second class. This was the spring flower.
Oh yeah, the spring flower binding. Yeah.
I tried it on cork. It didn't work, but I made a tunnel book out of it.
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, Ricky, what is going on over there?
Yeah, that was
seriously, lady. Wow,
that was fun. And then I made I love the secret Belgian binding. I'm going to do lots more of these.
Right.
Look at that.
This I made with cloth, but again, I'm going to show you, I didn't cut my cloth long enough. So I ended up sewing it on, and I love that. I'm going to do more of that.
I like it too.
Yeah. So this was just to take all my stamps and kind of catalog my stencils, actually.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We had some workshops. So this was one of the little workshops that we had, the slow stitching.
Oh, Emma's.
Yeah, I love that workshop. I could spend lots of time here. Just a lovely workshop. And I used a Japanese stab binding for that.
I like that. And that's lovely.
And then one of my favorite, because it's so quick, is this washi tape one. So I really like the washi tape one, but I'm not I don't have a lot of washi. Well, I have washi tape, but I decided, wouldn't it be fun with fabric? And look at how nice it is with fabric. It's the same
strips
book.
Of fabric?
Yeah, and I sewed fabric into the book. And I just use this as my little grocery book. You know, you just make a little grocery list.
Of course you do, of course. Just a little grocery list. You're the best looking woman in the grocery store.
You take your garbage and you just put it in, and it becomes something beautiful. All of this is just leftovers that here's leftovers on tape, get stuck in there.
I like that.
And then what else? We did this one, the hinge. Oh wow, faux hinge.
Oh yeah, you were one of the few people who did that one. Oh no, this is the accordion. Oh, the reverse piano hinge.
No, this is the reverse. And I just love this book. You know, I think it turned out really nice. Now I did from the archives the dragonfly, and I'm using this to want to kind of start working in two colors. So this whole book I intend to do in two colors. So that's just the beginning, and to see how far you can mix two colors to create work.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And then some other ones. This is a little accordion book I did. And I put a little book in my accordion book.
Oh, nice.
Because I can. Because you can, exactly. The accordion did. And this is my most recent. I really like this one. I love fabric as a cloth for the cover. Yeah. So I made a little index of all the recipes I like to cook. And so this just refers me to different cookbooks, right? Because I had made this one of of the recipes, but I realize if I cut out my recipes forever, I'm just going to be.
Yeah.
So this is my adventure. I've made 20, well, more. I've made like over 30 books since I joined in February, and that is just like unreal.
Yeah, you're a prolific lady. Oh,
thank you.
It was interesting though to see there was definitely a journey, right? Don't you think, from the beginning to now?
Oh yeah, I've had so much fun, and you know, every day I wake up with a new idea. I think I have 4 more books on the other side of the studio in various stages of starting.
Oh, that's too fun. I do have a couple questions for you, Ricky. Dorian said, "Are you an artist by trade? Are you a working artist or?"
I'm retired, and I used to be a banker. And I would say in my artistic endeavors, I'm a fiber artist first. So that's like I've had museum pieces in fiber, but paper. But I kind of thought that fiber pieces hang on a wall, and I want more interaction between the person who is viewing my work and the person who is, you know, and me. Yeah. So books are a really good way, whether they're fiber books or paper books. So that's where I want to go.
Nice. I love that. I know exactly what you mean.
But I'm just a player.
I do much.
I just play.
Good. Looks like having fun. A couple of questions. Oh, sorry, Mickey. Go ahead.
Do you have an Instagram?
I do.
Oh, she does.
Yeah. Yes. Ricky.Golick.
Ricky.
Thank you.
Is it just Ricky
Golick?
Golick. Yeah. Thanks, Ricky.
Yeah. Kat said, "Do you iron your coffee filters?" We're going back to the coffee filter book.
So what you do is you no, you don't iron them, because when I put the dye on, the dye is wet and it straightens it. And then after it's wet with the dye, then I'll iron them.
Gotcha. Okay, so you use the Procyon. You use the Procyon dye to dye them.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Oh, thank you. Nice. I mean, since any more, Jeanette says, "Can we have a workshop on how to transfer drawings to fabric, like your shirts?" Maybe you'll
this is not a transfer.
Yeah, you just paint
right on the shirt. Yeah. I take acrylic paint and I mix it with acrylic fabric medium. Like there's a golden, there's a craft, and I just paint it right on the shirt.
Oh my goodness,
no
that's
transfer.
So funny. That's too funny. And I'm just spelling Procyon for someone. P-R-O, hold on. P-R-O-C.
Have you washed that shirt?
All O's.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's fine.
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
The fabric, I've done a lot with fabric medium, because when as a fiber artist, I use commercial fabrics, but when I don't like the fabric, I just take paint and I paint on top of it. So it's about a 1:4 ratio of medium. I think it's called GAC 900, GAC 900 by Golden. And you just mix your acrylic paint with it and it becomes fabric paint.
Great,
nice.
Thanks.
That's too funny. And have you ever used natural or eco dyeing? Asked Nancy.
I've just bought actually 2 of Indiana Flint's books. I would like to get into that, but I have not done it. Yeah, that looks exciting.
It does. Yeah, her books are lovely. They're like eye candy.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Ricky,
scary.
Yeah, I know, but amazing. You are a rock star. I thank you so much for sharing your shirt, your books, and your wonderful strength. And even though you've only been in the book club a short time, it's been a pleasure. And just seeing your work is so inspiring, and we really appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, you know what, Ali, I just thank you so much, because your instructions are so clear and you're so calm as you do everything, that you make everything look like it's doable, even if you've never done it before. So thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you. You are sweet.
Thank you, Ricky.
All right. Thanks, Ricky. Let me see. Okay. My goodness. And that actually brings on to a really good question. Do you need to, is this for beginners, or do you need to be an experienced maker within the club? And I honestly would say You do not need to be experienced. I promise you, I make the projects really easy. We have really easy books in the archive. We have really hard books, but even the hard books, that you might be surprised, because we just go through things step by step, and I think you would surprise yourself. So if you can thread a needle and sew on a button, and you can tear paper, you can make books. So the whole spectrum of abilities definitely is, you know, a spectrum, a range within the club. So Mickey, are there any questions before I ask Susie to come share her beautiful work?
I don't see any questions.
Nice. Did you find Ricky's Instagram?
I just
What do you want me to?
Go,
you did.
have a look. Yep.
Oh, thank you very much. Very kind. Thank you. Okay. All right. I just need to take a little drink. Does anyone have questions for me before we bring on Susie Johnson? All right. I think you're all a little gobsmacked, actually. All right. I think we're all a little gobsmacked when Ricky said, I don't have many washi tapes.
Yeah, you lost us there, Ricky.
Yeah, you lost us there, because I can just see over your shoulder like 1,000. And Mickey did drop a link into the washi tape tutorial. Lydia says each lesson in the archives has video. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lydia. Lydia just said each lesson in the archives has video, so it's easy to follow the instructions. Yeah, it is. I think so. But then again, I wrote them, so I probably would say that. So don't take no notice of what I say. All right, so Susie, let us pop you in the spotlight, my friend. Hi there. Just need to unmute yourself. Susie from Knoxville, Tennessee. Hello, how are you?
Good morning. First, let me say, I was so afraid you were going to pick. Good morning. First, let me say, I was so afraid you were going to call me next after Ricky, because nobody should have to follow her.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Absolutely beautiful. So creative. And I wanted, Ricky's wearing her shirt. And so I thought a good entree would be that when I posted this book with the palette paint, she then posted a picture that inspired her to paint her shirt. And I think that's perhaps for potential new members or new members, I think that's the beauty of this club, is we continually inspire each other and answer questions. When I posted this, I didn't know what to do with the cover. I had this gorgeous fabric because I was a fabric person initially. I have a huge closet of beautiful fabric that I've quilted with for years. And I found this fabric and I adored it. So I wanted to line a book with it. And then I felt like it was too plain and I didn't know what to do. And several people gave me suggestions. Somebody said, put black behind it and make it look like a paint palette box. And that's what I did. So it's just really wonderful with this book, with this club, about how helpful and creative, and people take all kinds of time to answer your questions when you post something. And of course, really do. Everybody said, Allie, that your videos are just over the top. As a former educator, I know how difficult it is to teach people. You do it with such patience and grace and so clear. So I might have to look at it 3 or 4 times. Yeah, but I get there. So coming from a beginner, I can tell anybody who has the least bit of trepidation about this, you too can do this, okay?
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I agree, right? Because it's step by step. You just one step at a time, right? But that's fabulous. I love that. What's the binding?
That's right.
Is it a cross stitch binding? I couldn't see the spine of the book. It's a long cross stitch.
Yeah, long.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
I did
really
this.
Nice.
I have this 100% wool felt from Germany that's very, very thick. And I had a big stash because I used to do needle felting. And so I had this left over and I thought, I need to use this. So it really makes nice books. When you line them, they have quite a bit of substance to them. And I just put watercolor paper in because I'll use it for watercolor. So
that's such a great idea. My goodness.
Yeah, it's just hard to find the heavy felt now, but I did do, when we did the May flower binding, I made 2 more and just use
With the
pretty
felt?
ribbons. And somebody in the group showed us how to make our own buttons, fabric cutting.
Yep.
And so I used book board and then just covered the board with the fabric, and then the fabric is inside the book. So simple.
Stop it. No.
Yeah. And yet, you know, it's all of us teaching each other additional things to take it up a notch, which I think is nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes my life easy.
Well, I don't know about that, but it certainly enriches our
It does.
process.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It does.
So-
No, it really does.
It does. I think you asked the question earlier, but you know, what got you into it? I think I
Yeah.
said earlier, I was a quilter, and that
Yeah.
was, but I always knew I loved handmade books, and I kept thinking someday maybe I'll be able to make a handmade book. And
Yeah.
I got exposed to the book club because of a artist that I took classes with. Her name is Jane LaFazio. And I know you had Jane on here early on, and that's how I found out about the club, through Jane.
Oh,
And Jane,
nice.
I've done a lot of work with Jane where I do sketching and put your things in books.
Nice.
And Jane simply
Yeah.
taught us to just glue our pages together. And I knew I wanted to take it a next step up. And so Handmade Book Club was that next step, to take pages that I did and then put them into books. So my challenge is to find enough time in the day to fill the books. I think I have to give.
No kidding. I know.
I love
exactly what you
making them
mean.
so, but I'm not so
me
good
too.
at getting them filled. Yeah.
That's okay. That's all right. I think we can give ourselves grace, right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think
Judy.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I think one of my favorite bindings is, and we did it. I don't know the names of all the bindings. You'll remember
That's
this
all
one.
right. I make them up.
Yeah, you make them up.
Mixed
Okay.
media
Thank you.
challenge. Yeah, I make them
It
up.
was a
Yeah, mixed media challenge. Yeah, mixed media book or something we call that.
And I've made several of these. I just think they're precious. And for people who aren't necessarily artsy, like drawing their own things, there's some nice things you can do to fill these books. This is one that's cork. I'm used cork to cover it. But then I just take old books or magazines and I find really pretty images that I like. Or I use old vintage ledger pages. And you can fill your books with all kinds of little bits. And then so you don't have to feel like you have to be able to draw your own things. You can just find nice things to fill them with. So and they make lovely gifts. People enjoy them even if they're not going to do art inside them. So
yeah, everyone needs a notebook. Everyone needs something to put their recipes in, or
right.
Shopping list.
Another one of the ones that I thought was a favorite was the Lark's Head, where you used little envelopes. And I think I've had several people ask me if I would make for them so that they could put little messages in the envelopes for their grandchildren as the years go by. And I thought it's a neat little gift idea. And you can, adorn the envelopes any way you want. But I do think that's a cute idea for a gift for a person or a child, that you would fill the envelopes with bits. So.
Ooh, yeah, that's a great idea. I like it.
The other book that's in the archives, I think. Do you remember, Allie, when you showed us this simple little thing where you use a nice old book cover and you simply, the binding was really simple. It was elastic. And then we just covered folders with washi tape or papers or whatever. And then you can put your cards, whatever things, keepsakes you like in it. I haven't filled mine yet, but I loved making that. And it was such a cute idea. And it's easy. So a beginner could take the archive project and do that in a heartbeat.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I make loads of those books.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, you're prolific, lady. My goodness.
No, not really. But I have.
I don't know.
Let me just say. But then I think the one you taught us, where we all learned how to make beads out of paper, And
Yeah.
that was a fun one. So yeah.
Yeah, I
So
like that one too.
yeah. So-
Wow,
Great.
that's
Susan.
that was amazing, Susan. You should be really proud of that collection. That's a lovely collection of books.
well, thank you very much. I've had fun doing them. I'm not very fast, and but each one is a pleasure to make. And when I'm done, I can hold them and fondle them and
Hug them.
share
Hug them. We hug books.
yes, right. Yeah.
That's too fun. Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing and taking the time to join us from probably what is very hot Knoxville right now.
Yeah, very hot and humid.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. We appreciate it. And we love having you in the club. And thank you for all your inspiration.
Thanks, Allie, and thank you. And just a word to the new people. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's always somebody there to help. It's just amazing what a helpful, supportive group this is.
Oh, thank you. And it's true. It's really the truth. Mickey, are there any questions?
I have a request. Ricky, would you mind putting your Instagram in the chat, please? Thank you. Appreciate that. We had a question, just a general question about the membership. Do you want to, how it works? You want to talk about that now?
Yes, I saw that. Oh no, I'm happy to say how it works. So pretty much every month, occasionally we take a month off and go to the archives. But pretty much every month you get a new pre-recorded project from me. So if you would like a sneak peek, I can tell you what's next month. So you'll get a book project from me that's pre-recorded and broken up into videos. And then also each month we do a live Zoom class with a guest. So mine are pre-recorded. And the reason we do that is because I have to show you stitching, which is quite close up sometimes. And you may want to pause, slow down, zoom in, whatever. So it's actually easier for you to make the books from proper videos, you know what I mean? Not relying on a kind of crackly Zoom call. And then we have our mixed media guests live on Zoom calls, and they range from 1 hour all the way through till a full day. And we even did one, like it was a whole weekend in January with Roseanne. So we have one live and one pre-recorded every month. What else do we have? Let me think. We have meetups around the country.
Yeah,
we have community meetings each month, which are live on Zoom. We have back to basics every now and again, like more than several times a year. At least once a quarter, we'll have a back to basics training. Well, I will do some real basic training on thread or glue or I don't know, paper. We also do Organizing Corner, which is every few months, which is another live Zoom call where we all gather and ogle people's studios. And I can tell you right now whose studio we're going to be in next time. Just saying. What else do we do? We have other guests on. We had a guest on who, just for a surprise, we did a three sort of month series of stretching for makers and taking care of our bodies. We do live retreats. I mean, we do a ton of stuff. But your basic bread and butter every single month, project from me, project from a guest, a community call, and then the fabulous community either on Facebook or in a private forum on Circle. Yep. Does that sound about right?
Yes, and Nancy was asking how you can ask questions. So a lot of different ways, Nancy. You can ask questions during, on the project. As you're going along on the project, you can pop questions in about the project right there on the website and they get answered. You can ask questions. Yeah, those are questions directly to, technical questions to Allie. You can ask questions of members there. You can ask questions on Facebook group. And that's a very interactive place. You get answers from mostly other members there, which is helpful. So lots of places to ask questions, and they direct emails.
Emails, yeah.
They get answered.
We answer every email. And if I didn't for some reason, send it to Mickey. Don't rely on me. But yeah, I mean, you can just shoot us an email if you have a question. And underneath each video, there's always space for questions. And we check those multiple times a day. You're never left hanging, I promise. Can we access the Zoom calls from the archive lessons, Lisa? Yep, we record everything and we save everything. So, we're hoarders of paper, as you can see. We're also hoarders of our Zoom calls. So we keep and record absolutely everything. So And Debbie would love to connect with South Georgia artists. Well, I'm sure there's plenty. So, all right.
That's something else that we have on the club, that we have a new community forum, because there's now a lot of people who would like to connect with each other. So there's a community forum, and we're working on making that better and better all of the time. But that's a place you can connect with other members as well. And another place to ask
there's like
questions.
a membership.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a membership directory, so you can find other people in your area and send them a private message. So lots and lots. All right, I'm looking at Anne Rasmussen's cute face, and I would just love to have her come on. Where is Anne? So let's see, Anne, add spotlight. Hi, Anne. Do you want to unmute yourself? Oh, I don't want to look at myself. Let me get rid of my spotlight.
Hello.
Hi, Anne. How are you?
you?
Congratulations on your new website. It looks
Oh
wonderful.
my gosh. Thank you. That has taken probably 5 to 6 months to do.
That's okay, but you're there now.
Yes, I know. And it wouldn't have come without your suggestion for Makers Tech U. Robin Marie Smith, she's phenomenal.
She's amazing.
Yes.
Oh, she's amazing. I love her.
Yes,
yeah,
me too.
She's great.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
good. I'm glad you found that useful.
Yes. I just want to say about the Handmade Book Club, the thing that is the most important to me is that it is a safe place to explore, to make, to ask questions. Not always can we find that place where we feel like we can ask anything and people aren't going to make fun of us or make light of our questions and so on. So it's always a place where you can ask and do and get information without feeling stupid or whatever. But anyway, that's what's very important to me about this club. And of course, both you and Mickey are amazing. You have helped me, decide to do my webpage and so on. But
yeah, thank you. You know what? Can I just say, Anne, that really does mean the world to me, because that is something that is so important to us. But you never know whether you are really achieving that. So thank you. I feel emotional. but it's important though, because I don't know, this online space can be a little disheartening sometimes, and I don't know, it's not always very positive out there. So I'm glad that you feel it's a safe space.
Yes.
So good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, I first wanted to show you, this was the flower pounding that we did quite a long time ago, and it has taken me a long time to make a book. But this was the last one that I made.
Lovely.
And this is the first closed binding that I am so happy about that turned out. I have to show you the inside pages, because I always had trouble with these. And I will show you another book. This was another flower pounding, but look at
that happened. Yeah,
so,
it happens.
Yes, we all make mistakes and we all learn from them. And I was so excited to finally come.
Congratulations.
Yes. So this is the first closed binding that I was really pleased with.
Oh, that's amazing. That's gorgeous flower pounding too.
Thank you. Yeah, I know the colors just really came out with this. I use flowers a lot.
Yeah, nice, really nice.
Then this was just a recent one too. And I will tell you, I took this binding out 3 or 4 times because there were so many holes. I really had trouble in the cork fabric. And then what I ended up doing, because I had used watercolor paper for my eco dyeing, and that's another real favorite of mine. I love the eco dye.
Nice.
And the watercolor paper didn't take, the holes tore very easily.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Yeah.
after taking it out a couple of times, I decided to put these pieces around the signatures. And this is cardstock. So
Nice.
it held the papers together better.
Nice. Thank you for showing us that, because, you know, sometimes we all think everything comes out perfect, and you know, mine rarely do. I don't know about anyone else.
I know. And I almost just said, forget it. I'm not going to do it.
But it looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, I was pleased. Then this is another one. I did the marbling for the paper, and this was, I'd done some marbling. I wasn't pleased with it. I kept it mostly for scrap. And then after a class that we had, I did several, and I was really pleased with that.
Nice.
And this is the craft text. I always get craft text and Tyvek mixed up, but I put some beads here and a button.
Yeah.
And most of my books are empty because I sell them for journaling.
Yeah.
And this is a long stitch.
Nice. I love that. That's great.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, Anne. Do you
Sure.
find it difficult? Well, Dorian's asking, and I was just going to ask you, do you find it difficult to get materials and supplies for making books?
To get into what?
Do you find it difficult to get materials and supplies to make books?
Oh, no. Actually, we have a Hobby Lobby, which I use a lot, and they really do have a lot of things. I don't order online as much as I know some people do, but I do order papers from Hollanders. I use a lot of art papers. I don't know if I have. Oh, I really don't have any examples of that right now.
No, that's fine. No, I was just curious. You know what I mean? I was just curious whether you recycled many things, because it looked like Ricky recycles a lot of things, but I didn't know if you did, or you just, you shop online, but you say you shop in person more.
Yes.
From local stores.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. I was just distracted
fine.
by that question.
I was doing some holiday. This is a little tin that I found.
Yeah.
And I love making little books, and these are especially nice for stocking stuffers. So here's a little journal that I put inside the book. I love these stockings. Oh, it's hard to see.
No, I can see it. Nice.
So cute.
Oh, cute. That's so
fun.
cute.
Yeah.
And what's the binding?
The binding in this is Coptic. That's my favorite. I love Coptic. And I'll tell you what, when I first started, the book was so loose.
Oh,
and
really?
It's just, gotten better. Yeah.
Practice, right? That's
eco
adorable.
book I wanted to show you too. This was one I made quite a while ago. This is eco-dyed fabric that I forgot where I found this example of a book, but I had some leather and just sewed the leather on both sides. And then this one kind of turned out pretty well too, the close binding one.
Yeah, I know, that looks great.
So
nice. I love the closure.
Yeah, thank you. Well, just a couple more here. I'm showing my books at an art council here. It's an invitational thing in Flint area in September. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah,
I started making these Zen
Chinese thread books.
Chinese thread books, yes. And These I love doing. I know that I've seen other people online teach them too, but I'm hoping to get a class going on this soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's very cute. I like it.
And
Cute,
one more
cute,
thing that I
cute.
got so excited about
Yep.
are Emma Freeman's meditation.
Fabric book. Oh, I know.
And I
right?
got some mud cloth
Ooh,
and
nice.
started stitching these. They're just kind of really fun.
Nice.
And then I started her unearthing project.
Yes.
That you put these into the ground for 30 days, even longer if you want.
Yeah.
And this one especially came out, I thought, with quite a bit of change from the dirt and under the ground. You can see here the detail, or the all the dirt, I guess you would call it.
Fun.
But
Nice.
I love
like
doing these. I love doing
Oh, well,
these.
yeah, Emma was, to say Mickey and I were excited to have Emma on would be the understatement of the century. So, we have a quick question. Where in Michigan are you from?
I'm in the
there's a
Flint
neighbor out there.
area. It's in the
Okay.
it's in the middle of the thumb.
Oh, really?
Just
that's too
it's
funny.
about an hour north of Detroit.
Nice.
So
Great.
yeah.
Well, it looks like you might have a neighbor here. So, well, thank you so much, Anne, and congratulations on your new website. I popped your Instagram in the chat, but feel free to put a link into your website so that folks can go see all of your hard work. So I'm very, very pleased for you. So
I will. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thanks so much, Anne. Lovely to see you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye now. Oh, great work, people. Before we bring on Jody, who is going to be another treat for us. Thank you, Anne, by the way. Yes, we can give you Emma's information, Leah. She taught for us back in April. We did a fabric meditation book in the club, and it was really, really fun. It was like an hour's long live, well, a bit more than an hour long live Zoom workshop. And that's a good example of the kind of things we do.
That's not the best website for Emma. I'll pop another one in.
Thank you. Yeah, she's got a couple websites, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, lost my thread. I was going to say something. Thread, fabric meditation journals. I don't know where that's gone. Oh, yes, the Chinese thread book. So we had a question come in actually from, I think it was from Jane Freeman. I don't know if Jane's here. Wanting to know what our upcoming projects are for the next 6 months, or, the rest of the year. So Mickey, do you want to tell people who our guests are, and I can then give people a sneak peek of some of the projects I'll be doing?
Sure.
Let me find my Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Who's coming up? So we have a retreat in just a few days on the 7th with Amy Maracle. We're going to be doing something called Nature Spells. And it's we're going to be bringing lots of natural elements into a pre-made book. So that's in a few days. We
That's all day, right?
That's an all-day retreat. Yep, that'll be all day on Sunday the 7th. They're picking up in Prescott later on this month. We have a well, Jody's here, but Jody's going to be teaching us Zentangle in the club next month for our mixed media class. We have Jacqueline Sullivan, who had a very popular retreat last year. She's going to be back doing a book of possibilities, and that is in October. We have a live retreat at the end of October, beginning of November, and hopefully more of those coming in the future. We have another challenge in November. We have a club project and then a challenge again in November. And we are ending the year in December with Nancy Ackerley, who is actually gonna show us the Chinese thread book.
Yes, we have a busy time coming up.
Yeah.
And then for me, that's our guests. And then for me, I reserve the right to change my mind. Can I just tell you? So I'm going to tell you what I might be doing, but I do reserve the right to change my mind. So this month, no, next month, where are we now? August. September is going to be a limp binding. So we're going to get back to doing some sewing next month. So we'll be creating, based on, there's a book from a lady in Sweden all about sort of limp bindings from the Vatican. So we're going to be doing a modern version of a limp binding, which will look a little bit like this. And then we'll be doing a scroll at some point, which we have never done this year, with some nature elements. We'll also be doing some miniatures. I think we may wind up ending up the year doing some mini books. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as well. So, and then I also know what the challenge is going to be, but I just don't think I'm going to tell you. So I already know what next November's challenge is going to be, but it's going to be a secret. So there's a couple of the things that I will be doing. There may be a Japanese binding in there as well around the end of the year. So lots and lots of fun projects planned, but this is what I should be filming this week, next week even. So yes, miniatures. You'll love a miniature. We have a question from.
There's a couple.
Go ahead.
So one of them is the membership open when the doors close? So we open the membership 3 times a year. We have challenges 3 times a year, and the membership opens after the challenges, typically March, July, and November, October or November.
Thank you, ma'am. Jeanette is asking about the book for Sunday's retreat. I just said just a few signatures. Right, Mickey? I don't think it needs to be a thick book.
No, it's completely optional. You know, the book you choose, how many pages, the size of it. It's BYOB.
Bring your own book. You could choose a pre-made book. You can get a spiral book. You can. I think I popped in the Facebook group saying that the tacket binding that we did would be a really good one to throw together. You could even use a pamphlet stitch book. Like, I don't think it needs to be fancy schmancy book. Just some nice thick pages, maybe watercolor, carding. Yeah, carding paper, watercolor paper, mixed media paper, just make with some heft. I don't think the actual thing itself needs to be super fancy. So yeah, honestly, throw together a pamphlet stitch book if you would like. So yes, Catherine, you can join right now. You can join the club right now. We wouldn't be that mean to you and say, oh, we have a great club, but you can't join. That would be mean. So no, of course you can. You can join up until Sunday. So, and we would love you to. All right, last but not least, definitely not least, is Jody. Just hang on to your hats, people, because you're gonna love Jody. Let's see. Hold on. Where is Jody? Here we go. Hi, Jody. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hi, friend. How are you?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
We're good. Sorry to leave
Trying
you to
to beat
last,
the heat. It's like 100 degrees in upstate New York today with high humidity. So good day to stay inside.
Do you have AC?
I do, thank God.
Lucky you. That's good.
Hopefully it doesn't come on because it's loud for some reason.
That's okay. No, we would completely understand. So I know we're meeting you tomorrow to talk about your class, but thank you for agreeing to be our teacher in September. We're very excited, and for just popping on today. We won't keep you long, but we would just love to get a little sample of some of the things you've created, because we love your work. So
well, I found you. I saw an article on Allie in Cloth, Paper, Scissors years ago when you were at your other studio, the Loft Studio.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, she looks fun. And I ended
That's one word for it.
I ended up taking, I've done art forever and ever and ever. Took a couple classes in college, wanted to be an art teacher, but as it goes, like, you know, oh, never going to make money doing that, whatever. So went into IT, but always have, like, since I was this big, have always done something. And I ended up taking some bookbinding classes locally and stumbled across the challenge. Gosh, it's probably been 2 years ago now, and signed up for that and became a member. And honestly, for anybody who's like nervous about making sewn books or whatever, Allie's videos were better for me than making the books in person with somebody, because I compared my in-person book to the books that I've been making with her, and she's just the best teacher ever. I mean, I can't
Very
even
kind.
imagine taking a class with you in person would be like, someday it's going to happen. COVID sort of put a damper on everything. I'm not that far from you. I'm about 3 hours from you.
No. Yeah. You're
That's a
close.
quick drive. So anyway, I can't say enough about this club. Best money I spent, because it's just, there's so much. I can't even do it all. I've decided after watching Ricky's and everybody's, all the books that the other 4 ladies have shown, that I need to hire a staff to do all the rest of my work. I've spent 12 hours outside in the last 2 days working in my yard, and I live next door to my mom. We're on old family farmland. Our family's been on this land for 102 years. So
wow.
we have like the last 12 acres of it, and my mom's 78, and I don't like her out working, and she works circles around all of us. And I just don't like her outside doing the stuff. So I was helping her yesterday too. So I can barely, like, this arm is like this today. I was walking for like 4 hours yesterday. But anyway, so books. What will I show you first? So this is one of the first books that I made in the club. And this was my grandfather's farm, Gurnswith Farm. So I just did a little echo dyeing on an old invoice, and then it's like burlap, and there's like a little bit of painting on there. And I think actually this might have been, it's a little wobbly, but that was, beginner.
Wobbly is good. We like wobbly.
Yeah, I mean, you get better with practice.
Ooh, Jody.
Fabric cover.
Pretty.
And then whatever stitch that one is. I don't remember all the names of them either. So
that's right. Long stitch links.
And I also don't fill them either. Not enough time in the day. But these are like my babies. Everybody's like, what do you do with them? I look at them. I put them on a shelf and look at them.
Right. That's nice. I love. How did you make the cover?
So there's something called Swedish tracing paper that I had bought. I thought my great grandmother was a seamstress in New York City. My grandmother could sew, knit, crochet, whatever. My mom and my aunt can sew. And I thought if I bought a sewing machine, I would be able to do the same thing. Apparently it's not. So I can sew paper, but I bought Swedish tracing paper stuff. You can wash it, you can sew it, whatever, and make like a mock of your pattern so that you don't ruin your material. So then you can tweak it, whatever. And it's really cool stuff. I have it right here.
Wow. Art supply we don't know about? What?
This is what it This is what it looks like on the roll. Well, I decided one day, what happens if I drop paint on it? Well, it likes paint. And it likes pens, and it likes whatever. And it's totally, if you bear with me 1 second, sorry, I'm running away from you.
Oh no, we're all Googling Swedish tracing paper right now. Hello. No, I really am. Swedish tracing paper.
This is what it.
Wow.
It like the reverse image, like everything goes through.
Ooh, so it's like translucent.
Yeah, it's like see-through. Obviously, you can see the light through it, whatever. But I'll stand in front of it so you can see the colors. But
can you tear it? Oh no, is it not tearable?
Yeah, you can actually tear it a little bit. But what I did was I used bookboard, and then I used
wow.
I think it's rice paper.
Yeah, nice.
Behind it.
Nice. That's amazing. That looks so good.
Ranger dyes because this was like tan colored. So that's fun.
Wow. Oh, we got to do something with that.
This was my first Coptic stitch. Somebody in the club said, one of the seasoned members when I joined said, oh, you should always make 2 books. So you practice on one and then you do your good one. Well, this was my practice book. And I'm like, dang, that's not bad. So
that's pretty good for a practice book.
Yeah. So this was like my good version of the same thing. This was the paper, my art paper that I didn't want to like ruin or whatever. So I thought they both came out pretty nice. And I like to try to make, I like making closures, like trying to come up with some closures. So this is like
nice. That's
Yeah.
really cute. I love the way you did that.
And it comes up over the top instead of around the front.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And then this one gave me butterflies. This was one of those little hardback books. Because then I thought, I have arrived. I can make a book that looks like something you would buy in a store. And again, this is like all on video. Like you're just following, and I love that they're chopped up into small pieces so that you can just take your time with it. But the same thing that Anne was just saying, like, you know, you have to, I mean, this is like the real deal, guys. You're making like making a real book.
You're too funny.
Oh, Judy.
That's cute.
And then this one
That's
has
great,
like
though.
bookmarkers in it, and I didn't have a thick ribbon that would go with this paper, so I did 3 skinny ones instead.
Nice. I like that though. That's a great idea.
And then the Lark's head, of course, with Zentangle, I save all my project pack envelopes, and so I thought that's what I'm going to do with this. And then, you know, the funniest thing was I never finished project pack 16, and I thought, oh, I'll pick that up a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't find it. Well, that's because I sewed it into here. all my stuff was in here. But then in the comments of this, somebody had suggested, like, if they wanted to make it thicker, to make these little divider things to put in between. And I don't remember who said that, but great idea. So I cut these little chipboard pieces, these skinny little pieces, and sewed them in between too. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah,
that's
it was
adorable.
A really good idea.
That's
so
great.
You can make your book pretty thick. So that was and this is just art paper.
Nice.
This was fun with the little paper beads.
Right, that's cute. Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, I thought that was
fun. I love those colors.
And then a little echo dyed. I like doing echo dyeing too. My husband calls me the mad scientist because I like to try to extract color from nature and do echo dyeing and do all these things. So he bought me little test tubes and stuff.
Oh, that's really nice book too. I love it.
And craft text, I like to try to, I color the paper on both sides. Here's like, I like to, here's some Zentangle on craft text.
Wow. Oh, nice.
And I colored the paper on both sides at the same time. I figured out a way to do that. And so I started.
Ooh.
So
flower power.
Yeah. And I figured, like, accidentally, I found out that I could get the stencil to come through at the same time. So that's
nice.
So I have people ask me about that. So I'm going to do like a little demo for some people that have been asking me about that. Because one of the books, this little guide.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, yeah, that was from the challenge.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. But it was the same idea.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. So there's just a couple examples of that. And I like to have stuff ready to go. So when I have the time to do it, it's like, okay, I can use this as a cover or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to wait for it to dry then if you want to make a book.
Exactly.
You can just jump straight in.
Well, and the way I do this, it's super saturated, so it takes kind of a while to dry. And then this was my book that probably a lot of people saw.
Made our heads explode.
That closure, it did make our heads explode. That closure, I mean, look at that for belly band.
I had to do a little. I had to do a little so that the white didn't show through when I closed.
That's okay. Oh, that's so cute though. Love it. Oh, let's see the inside.
Oh my goodness.
Stop. Oh, stop, lady. Oh, that looks amazing. How long did that take?
CZT.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. It took longer than the 5-day challenge. It took me about 5 days to do that.
That's okay.
But I didn't do it straight through. I mean, I worked on it, you know, a couple hours here, a couple hours there. It took me about 3 days to draw it and then another 2 days to shade it. It's a combination. The shading is a combination of Copic alcohol markers and pencil. So there's a little bit of both in there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, nice. That's cool. I like that. Huh. Wow. Yeah, that just about blew our mind.